Hey guys, the Americans Institute of English. My name is Gurdeep Singh. So the coronavirus is affecting everyone, and I want to make sure I do my part and I try to help all of you who are stuck at home or are not able to go to classes, especially my students. Um, you have exams coming up and I don't want you to lose touch, so I'm going to present to you a sample of an essay that I wrote. Within about 35 minutes I wrote this essay, and I'm going to present it to you just as an example of what you can do, and maybe you can learn from this. So even if you're at home and you're not going to classes and you're kind of losing out, at least we can do a little something. So I'm going to provide these videos for you, and hope you follow along. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you an essay topic, and I want you to write this essay topic, right? For my students, for my classes, you guys definitely make sure you send me this topic, your essay, and then I'll check it and I'll give you some feedback on what was good, what was bad, and what you can do to improve. All right, guys, so let's start. Let's get into it, right? All right, guys, so here is your topic. In many countries, governments are prohibiting underage children from working full-time jobs. Do you agree or disagree? All right, so immediately, what we need to do is we need to start our first sentence. And if you haven't seen the last couple of videos that I uploaded about how to start your introduction, that first line, writing a hook and connecting it with the brief phrase, then please do check those videos out and kind of learn this strategy that can be very useful and helpful for you in the writing portion. So what can we write here? We need to think about, okay, what is it about? What is this really about? And here, what I chose was employment, that this is about employment. So employment is essential if people want to achieve a comfortable standard of living. Yet, the age at which people can take full-time work is set by the governments of most, if not all, developed nations. So here I have my hook line, employment is essential if people want to achieve a comfortable standard of living. So very general line here. Then I go into my rephrase, my issue. Yet the age at which people can take full-time work is set by the governments of most, if not all, developed nations. Right? So here's my rephrase. I'm done with that. Now I need to present my thesis. So at first, this regulation, now this regulation is referring to this prohibition, what governments are prohibiting, right? This regulation that they have. Now, this may seem unfair. That's what I said here. At first, this regulation may seem unfair. But after further consideration, it is obvious taking a full-time job. Now I need to present my points that taking a full-time job, is it good or bad? Here I need to clarify, do I agree or disagree with this? So here what I can do is I can explain my points. Taking a full-time job can distract young people from their education and cause certain health problems at a young age. So automatically I'm disagreeing. Why? Because I'm saying that it can distract young people from their education and it can cause certain health problems. So automatically I am now disagreed with this opinion. So I really don't have to say I agree with the aforementioned statement or I disagree with the aforementioned statement. I don't really have to say this. I can write it a little better, a little more sophisticated, right? I can go ahead and just say what the problem is, what the disadvantage is, right? Okay, so now let's go into the body. Now, first sentence, I need to clarify which one of these two disadvantages I'm going to talk about first, and I use a topic sentence. Here, my topic sentence is, of all the problems related to children working long hours, the primary is it will not allow them to easily continue their studies. So this is the first problem. This is the first point that I have when I was saying that it will distract them from their education. So I rephrased that. I rephrased it into it will not allow them to easily continue their studies, right? Okay, now I kind of need to explain this. Today, full-time work is accepted as 8 to 12-hour shifts, 5 to 6 days a week. So I just kind of gave a little bit of a background about what is going on, the type of work conditions that people face these days. All right. So next, I kind of link this with sleep, coupled with the recommended 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Right. Coupled with that, this type of schedule leaves very little time and energy for young people to spend on their education, right? So they have less time left for their education. All right, now let's go to the next sentence. Consequently, so what is the result? So why is this bad? Why is this negative? Consequently, most do not pass beyond or even up to their senior secondary education, which leaves them limited to work in the field or industry that they have already chosen. So they're not really educated. So I'm telling them, meaning the examiner, I'm telling the examiner that they don't go beyond secondary education, really, and this leaves them limited, right? Because they don't have a lot of experience, they don't have a lot of skills or education to obtain better or greater, employment. Next, now I can also say something like this, a further result. It can be, ultimately, the nation is left with fewer highly skilled professionals. So there's less professionals in a country. Next, we start with our second view, meaning our second point, our second disadvantage can cause certain health problems at a young age. So now we're starting with that second point. How can we start? The other major benefit, right? Now don't get confused. Benefit of what? Benefit of restricting. So that's the same thing as the drawback of working full-time. So benefit of restricting young people from working is employment at this age can cause various health ailments. So that's the problem, health problems. So the benefit of restricting, right? Basically, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਮਨਾ ਕਰਨਾ, ਉਹਦਾ benefit is employment at this young age can cause various health ailments. Now I need to kind of explain this, why, how, what is going on, right? So most of the jobs that young people qualify for are based on their limited education, which means they are usually manual labor, right? Manual labor oriented. So they're working jobs where it doesn't really require a whole lot of knowledge. Just basically, they're going to get jobs that require just labor, right? So I kind of give an example if this is not clear, and this is my example. For example, in 2010, 89% of high schoolers in the US who left school for work took jobs as general laborers in shops and warehouses. Now listen, you don't have to be 100% accurate in the IELTS writing portion. I don't know exactly what the percentage was, but definitely it may be something like this. And I wrote this example because I kind of remember reading something about this, that there were a certain amount of high schoolers who left college and they ended up working in shops and warehouses where they ended up kind of damaging their health from working these jobs. So that's the example I added here. So 89% in 2010 of high schoolers in the US who left school for work took jobs as general laborers in shops and warehouses, which required heavy lifting. Now I connect this with how it's going to affect health and health problems. How are health problems actually going to be affected here or arise? So heavy lifting. As a result, these young people developed chronic back pain. So I kind of gave an example of a type of health problem that arises from young people leaving school and working full-time, right? And in addition to the physical toll, right? So in addition to this, there's also a kind of a mental side to the health problem, health ailments. So here, young people also become prey to the mental stress because at this early age, they are not mentally mature and strong enough to handle the responsibilities and demands placed on them by employers, right? So I'm talking about the mental aspect of mental health problems. So first I talked about physically, now I'm talking about mentally, right? All right, now I can go to my conclusion. Now remember guys, I don't have enough time to really expand all these ideas. In 40 minutes I have to write my essay, right? So that doesn't leave me enough time to kind of fully explain everything that I want to explain or can explain. So in conclusion, I start with my points first. A limited education, that was my first point, and the developments of serious health issues, right? These are my 2 points. These are the 2 negatives, the drawbacks. This is why I think that they should not be working full time, right? These are the 2 most significant problems, right? Of what? Of allowing young people to work full time. Okay, so this is my conclusion. That's it, and that's really all I need to write. In the conclusion, it's really important that you don't kind of go off track and kind of veer away from your topic, what you were explaining. You want to stay on the topic, and you want to stay on what you have just explained. That's why it's a conclusion. You're kind of concluding all the ideas you just discussed. All right, guys, so that's it. That's the whole essay. I hope you enjoyed this sample, or I hope it kind of taught you a little bit. I hope maybe you learned some things from this. If you have any questions, definitely write it in the comment section. Let me know. Please, guys, give a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell so that we can, continue to inform you. However we can about the IELTS exam. Now, for all my students that are affected by the coronavirus and you guys are not able to attend classes, here you go, guys. This is your home task, right? This is the topic I want you guys to write. All right, so for all my students, you guys go ahead and write this essay, send it to me, and I will check it and let you know. All right, guys, see you next time.